1996 brought an entirely new Ford Taurus to the marketplace. Jack Telnak, who oversaw some of Ford's best sellers, the '79 Mustang, the 1983 Ford Thunderbird, and of course the first generation Ford Taurus, oversaw the design of this car. He wanted to bring something entirely new to the marketplace, and he used the oval shape as a basis for this car's design. The Ford Taurus was the best-selling car in America going into this redesign. The question at Ford was, would America adopt this new look Taurus? Would Jack Telnak yet have another hit on his hands, or would America reject it? Well, in today's video, we're going to take a look at the third generation Ford Taurus, and at the end of the video, we'll try to answer that question.
The new Ford Taurus. When seen, it leaves an impression. When driven, creates a stir. When owned, lives up to its promise. And when judged, wins award after award after award after award. The new Ford Taurus, the success story that never ends.
Making the dream come true.
Introduced into showrooms in September 1995 as a 1996 model, the third generation Taurus used the oval shape as a central design feature. The oval was featured on the front of the car. The headlamps were ovals. The upper and lower grille openings were ovals. The oval shapes continued on the concave-shaped sides of the car, with the door handles housed in an oval enclosure. And this look continued at the rear of the car. The rear window was an oval. The turn signal / brake lights, backup lamps, and reflectors all being oval-shaped inside a rounded plastic panel. This continued on the interior as well, with the stereo and heater controls placed in a central oval control panel. The new Taurus design featured very few straight lines on the car, with the body side moldings being one of the few exceptions. The Taurus was available as an entry-level GL model, the more upscale LX model in a sedan or in a station wagon, and the performance model would be the Ford Taurus SHO. The model choice also selected a car's powertrain. GL models received the 145 horsepower 3.0-liter Vulcan V6. LX models received a 200 horsepower 3.0-liter 24-valve Duratec V6. SHO owners received a Yamaha 235 horsepower 3.4-liter 4-valve per cylinder V8, which produced 230 pound-feet of torque at 4,800 RPM. All power plants were mated of Ford's 4-speed automatic transaxle. Standard features for the GL sedan or wagon included halogen headlamps, dual heated electronic mirrors, air conditioning, power windows, 6-passenger cloth bench seating, an AM/FM stereo, illuminated entry, interval wipers, a rear window defogger, and an electric clock. Stepping up to an LX model added power locks, a 6-way power driver seat, automatic on-off delay headlamps, the light group, which included dual courtesy lamps under the instrument panel and dual beam reading / dome lights, front bucket seats with a floor console and front and rear seating armrests, an AM/FM stereo cassette player with 6 speakers, an anti-theft system, and bright aluminum wheels. LX wagon owners received rear seat air conditioning. Popular options for either the GL or LX included 4-wheel disc anti-lock braking, multiple sound systems, and adding a 6-disc CG changer. Options only available for LX owners included leather seating surfaces, electronic temperature control air conditioning, remote keyless entry, a power moonroof, and chrome aluminum wheels. The SHO came with its own list of standard features and options. These included 4-wheel disc anti-lock brakes, dual airbags, an anti-theft system, a power antenna, power windows and locks, an 8,000 RPM tachometer, a leather-wrapped steering wheel, speed control, a tilt wheel, cloth bucket seats with side bolsters, 60/40 split fold-down rear seats, and 16 by 6.5-inch 5-spoke aluminum wheels. Other optional equipment included a power moonroof, 16 by 6.5 chrome aluminum wheels, voice-activated cellular phone, and full leather trim. The SHO also featured performance upgrades such as a ZF rack and pinion steering system, electronic ride adaptive suspension which utilized semi-active struts that automatically adjusted to driving conditions, and P225/55 ZR16 all-season low-profile performance tires. The new Taurus was one of the most anticipated cars of the year in 1996, and the automotive press gave the new Taurus mostly a positive reception, with road and track finding its handling responsive and build quality impressive. Motor Trend was also positive overall, however they found the styling awkward looking. Sales numbers were slow out of the gate. Ford reacted by introducing a lower priced and less equipped G model during the mid-year. The Taurus G was geared toward fleet buyers and stripped of features and options. The American buying public wasn't enthusiastic. Ford sold 401,049 Tauruses for the 1996 model year, retaining its title of the best-selling car in America. However, 51% of those sales were to fleet buyers, such as rental companies or large corporations.
It's one of the most comfortable cars I've ever driven.
People love talking about Ford Taurus.
It's fun to drive. It really is.
With Taurus, you fit in no matter what size you are.
I'm big.
I'm surprised by how much room there is inside it.
Everybody in my family's big.
Just turn the wheel a fraction of an inch. The car responds.
There's a lot more room.
It's designed so I don't have to search for anything. The seats feel like they wrap around you.
It's a state-of-the-art car.
Ford Taurus, the best-selling car in America, starting at $18,545.
This car is a pleasure to drive.
I have fun.
1997 was mostly a carryover year for the Ford Taurus. Ford introduced flex fuel capability for most models, excluding the SHO, meaning they were capable of running both on regular gasoline and E85 ethanol blend. There were no other changes of note. Ford loses its best-selling car in America title, falling to third. Ford dealers deliver 398,802 Ford Tauruses for the 1997 model year.
The other day, Karen had to hurry to a surprise birthday party.
Honey, the doctor's on her way.
Almost there.
So Karen didn't need any surprises from her car.
Just breathe.
Breathe easy.
Ford Taurus has millions of real-life miles behind it, a reliable door-tech engine in it.
The doctor's here.
I hear someone's in a hurry.
And I know 2 people. Make that 3 people. They were sure glad that she bought this car. Ford Taurus. It's built to last.
1998 brought some minor changes to the Taurus. The front bumper cover was redesigned. Ford added the blue oval with a chrome bar. The lower air inlet opening was widened and lengthened, and the front turn signal lenses were now clear. The rear lenses were also slightly larger, and the brake lamps were changed to solid red. The model lineup was changed as well, with Ford dropping the G model and GL models. The LX became the entry-level model, and the SE nameplate returned to the lineup, becoming the higher trim level. The Vulcan V6 becomes the standard engine for both the LX and SE, and the Duratec V6 becomes the optional power plant. There were no other changes of note. Sales begin to decline, with Ford dealers delivering 332,288 Tauruses for the 1998 model year.
Back in 1903, Henry Ford had this crazy dream: build a quality car and sell it for less. He called it making the desirable affordable. Enter Ford Taurus, the only car in its class to earn a 5-star government front crash test rating. And now it's $1,000 less for all the same equipment. More desirable, more affordable. Funny how a 95-year-old dream can keep coming true. Ford Taurus, built to last.
1999 is mostly a carryover year for the Taurus. Ford makes the Duratec V6 optional on the SE model only. Ford drops some of these standard features in a cost-cutting measure and drops the price of the Taurus roughly $1,000. Ford sees a slight uptick in sales, with Ford dealers delivering 368,327 Ford Tauruses for the 1999 model year. In terms of sales numbers, this generation Ford Taurus wasn't a failure. However, it marked the beginning of the end of the Taurus's domination in this segment. There was a couple of issues here. One, the looks of the car. It earned the nickname the Jelly Bean. A lot of people didn't like that oval shape being everywhere on the car. Another problem was Ford raised the price of this car by a couple $1,000s, and that knocked it out of the sweet spot for a lot of the buyers. There were other issues as well. This car was heavier than its previous generation. So the Vulcan V6, the base engine for most of the years of this generation, struggled a little bit with that extra weight. The Duratec, the optional engine, really didn't get into its power band until you got around 4,000 RPM. And a lot of Taurus buyers in daily traffic, bumper to bumper, kind of coasted along, and that Duratec felt even weaker than the Vulcan V6. This generation's SHO had its own issues. One, it didn't offer a manual transmission. The other thing was that Yamaha V8 had issues with the cam sprockets. They would detach, and the motors wouldn't go much more than 50,000 miles. That certainly held the sales of that car down. At the time, Ford put a big push on quality, build quality. They wanted to build a better car, and that took place during this generation Ford Taurus. The number one comment I always get on my videos is, they built so many of them, why don't I see them on the road anymore? And my response is typically, these cars were used as cars. They weren't saved. They weren't put away. However, this generation Ford Taurus, I bet if you're looking, you'll see one. I just got back from a trip in New Jersey. I passed two of these cars on a 450-mile round trip. That's saying something for the build quality of these vehicles. Now, if you enjoyed this video, please consider clicking the like button. That gets YouTube to share it to others. That way they'll see it. Also, consider subscribing. I have a lot of video content like this on the channel. This video right over here covers the first two generations of Ford Taurus. That's it for today. Thanks for watching. Till next time, we'll see you.